What's good, YouTube? Once again, it's your boy G Hollywood coming at you with another edition of the one and only Ferguson Chronicle, where we bring it live from the Dayroom to the living room to the streets. Today I have in studio an individual by the name of Mr. Derrick Rush. Derrick Rush did time in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, and he's here today to tell his story. But before I do anything, I have to tell you a little bit about me. For the new subscribers, I did 25 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I did 10 years out on the Ferguson Unit. Ran up and down those hallways, met a lot of guys. Some I was good with, some I wasn't. However, we all did time in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. And before we move any farther, remember to hit that like, subscribe, and also hit that thumbs up. So without further ado, let's tap in with Mr. Rush, please. What's up, DR?
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
That's good to see you. Like I was saying, I was telling the viewers, man, we did time on the Ferguson Unit, man. I want to bring you in today, man, to tell your story, man, because your story is your story, and the only one can tell that story is you. But before we get started, man, go ahead and tell the viewers a little bit about you, where you're from, and what led you to prison, man.
Man, my name Derrick Rush. I'm from Dallas, Texas, North Dallas Projects, the area that I come from. And what led me to prison is that last year in school, man, I really got discouraged of making foolish moves in my life and running track and everything. The start of the year, I thought everything was going to be my year. That last year, you always waited for that last year. And I started hustling and making foolish turns in my life. And I ended up getting an NG on my report card. With that NG, that means that it's no grade. No matter what you do, you're not getting a grade for that class. So with that, no pass, no play, that means I couldn't run in district. I got kicked off the track team. And when it dawned on me, I couldn't graduate on time. I had to graduate with the next class of 87. I really didn't want to go to school no more. Really gave up on life, basically. And then that I kind of started running with people I guess had the same mindset, and we was hustling and doing foolish things. So this particular night, I called myself going down to Rivershore Park, what they call Uptown right now. And I thought this guy was drunk. They ended up being an undercover police. It was a sting. It was a stakeout. It was a setup. And out there, robbery, I ended up getting 27 aggravated. And that's what they gave me. And I found out I had to do 9 years behind that.
So let me
come up for 9 years to come up for parole.
So let me ask this, man. So what year did you arrive in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice?
End of 1986.
End of 1986, and what unit did you land on in 1986?
Ferguson.
You arrived on the Ferguson Unit in 1986.
Yes, sir.
That had to be a hell of an experience, man, from the streets to a unit that you hear so much about, man, especially what they would call a Gladiator Unit in 86. 86 is nothing compared to the 2000s, right? You know, so exactly. So let me ask you this, man. So what was it like to you to get off the back, get off the bus at the back gate of the Ferguson Unit in 1986?
Well, I've been hearing a lot of stories and stuff like that, especially when we find out what unit we was going to. Some going to Jester, a few going to Hilltop, I think a couple going to Jester, and it was just a couple of us that went to Ferguson. But I guess from a mental standpoint, coming from the county, old county and all that stuff, I guess I was mentally prepared for it. But more than anything, what I had my mind on is I feel like my life was over.
So let me ask this, man. So, because I've been on the Ferguson Unit too, man. We all have different thoughts and we all make different moves, right? So when you getting off the bus at the back gate and you enter the hallways of the Ferguson unit, man, what were some of the things that you heard and what were some of the things that you saw that stood out to you?
Long hallways, everybody having on white, and I think I seen a couple of people from Maple Projects, Dump and Doug now. Man, I really don't know, man. I just know that I had to bring 9 years. That was really what was on my mind, that I had messed up, and I knew I wasn't finna get out of jail 3 or 4 months from now, or some kind of youth village type atmosphere. So, that's how I felt, man. I felt like I was in the dungeon, man.
so, so let me ask you this, man. So, what was the first block you hit in 1986 on the Ferguson unit? What was the first block you hit?
Say that one again.
I said, what was the first block you hit in 1986?
Oh, G Block. They had all the new booths on G Block at that time.
Okay, so in 86, take me through 1986 when you hit G Block. And what was the setup in 86 in the Dayroom? Now, I know you can remember because this is your story and can't nobody tell it like you. So what did you see in 86 when you first entered the Dayroom? How was it set up?
The Dayroom was set up, man. It was not really. I think I was over aggressive, man. I think my mindset was over aggressive, man, because when they said on this particular night, Christmas night, late night rack, the white guys couldn't sit on the front bench. I felt like I took that as an opportunity to show them that I'm a part of this. I'm not saying that was the right mindset to have, but that's the mindset that I wanted to portray. And so 2 of the guys got up, but when the guy seen my size, how skinny I was, I guess he sized me up, and he took the challenge, and we ended up fighting, and I ended up going to lockup that night.
So let me ask this, so the viewers won't get confused, man. When you entered the Dayroom, how was the benches? Where were they made of, if that's the first statement?
Oh, they had the old steel benches that couldn't move. They didn't have. No, I take that back. It was the other way around. They had the wooden benches.
Okay.
Them other ones, they put them in later. They had the old wooden benches.
Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify that for the viewers so they won't get confused versus from the new prison to the prison when you was in there, when the wooden benches was in the Dayroom, right?
Yeah, because you could pick them up. Yeah.
Yes, and we'll get to that later. I'm just setting the stage for the questions that I'm about to ask you. And the only reason I'm asking you is because I know you can answer those questions, right? So
right.
You on G Block. What was it like for you your first day entering that Dayroom? Your very first day?
It felt kind of like the county, I guess, because excuse me, all us was young. All us was like 18, 19. I think it was 1 or 2 older guys. I think they kept over there to, I guess, keep us under control or something like that. But it was like it was a prison feel, but I don't think it was just all the way regular. You know what I mean? I think it was like all exposed, but I kind of felt that part when I moved down to D.
So let me ask this, man, cause I mean, and like I say, you don't watch the show before, man. So what we do, we keep it 110 right here, right? And we only can tell what we saw versus what somebody else saw. And in your era, you saw a lot of things different from those that went to prison in the 2000s. In other words, what I'm saying to you is that you saw prison when it was prison in 1986, right?
Right.
G Block, what was it like for you turning out in the fields on G Block?
Oh man, we had to run to the fields, man. Run to the fields, run down the hill, and run up the hill, get stripped down, put your clothes in the bucket. Everybody on the back dock naked.
So
we stayed naked for a while till your squad get ready to shower. Yeah.
So let's talk about that back dock, right? And like I say, man, this is where we keep it 110. It's nothing cut here, it's nothing scripted. Now, on that back dock, and we all see different things. Derrick Rush, what was the worst thing that you saw happen on the back dock between inmate, boss, inmate to inmate? What was the worst thing you saw in your time in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice coming in and out of those fields?
Worst thing I seen is me getting into it with an officer. I was trying to bring something in the newspaper, something, and the man snatched it out of my hand and like bowled me. And I ended up going to lockup behind that.
So you end up going to lockup behind him, handling you aggressive, right? So
right.
Was it a physical altercation between you and the officer, or you just got locked up? How did that turn out?
It was a physical altercation, because I felt like having a newspaper wasn't no contraband. And he was a field officer. He said it was. I said it wasn't. I didn't want to give it to him, and he snatched it. He took it from me. Yeah. So you know how them field officers was, Yeah.
So let me ask you this, man. So let's talk about your experience in the whole squad. How did you handle that in '86? What was it like for you?
I ain't like it. The guys on the end, they call themselves handlers, man. Especially when you're in that swing, and they talked about keep the line moving or keep it straight. You can't keep it straight if you're in that swing. And they had size. They feel like they had seniority, and so they try to handle us, and you had to show yourself that you wasn't a warrant. You know what I mean? Or the man, I'm not finna get into it with the man next to me cause somebody else saying something. For the man, I'd rather get into it with him, before the guy, why say something to the next man.
So let me ask this. So what was it like being told what to do by the man on the horse? What did that feel like?
Dehumanizing, I mean. I think it's to take your dignity away from you. Talking about you, hey boy, you ain't in the city, you ain't no pimp, you blah blah blah, calling y'all kind of names. I think that's to demoralize you.
So let me ask this, man. So let's go back inside the building, man, because I want to take the viewers for this time I got on this screen. I want to take the viewers kind of like on your journey through the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, some of the things you had to go to let them know that prison ain't cool. In other words, prison ain't cool. And that's what we stand for whenever you come on the Ferguson Chronicle, man. Although we tell stories here about the time we spent in prison, but at the same time, we want to be understood that prison is not cool. No part of it is, right?
Right.
Let me ask you this, man. So let's talk about your first week. Once you got there and you had to settle in, what were some of the things that you begin to see and some of the things that you begin to do to prepare yourself for your journey on the Ferguson unit?
What I did played a lot of basketball. I like going to the gym, getting out the day room. That was a good setting for me. And at that time, it was other people from other not just G Block that would come to the gym. You know, they had medium down there on B, and I think C. However, it was more than just G that would go to the gym. And so I liked that and got me to meet other people. And I just started feeling better and better. You know, I think being in youth village, that little time that I was there, the 9 months as a teenager, kind of prepared me for being not being too homesick. But I just slowly, I guess, jailed into that.
So let's talk about this, man. So from your personal opinion, man, at that particular time in 86, right? Was prison a friendly place for people to go in 86?
For the last part?
I said it from your personal opinion in 1986, right? Was prison a fun place to go, especially the Ferguson unit?
No, it was no fun place, man. No, Major Cook now, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't nothing fun about it. You know, I think it's designed like that, you know, to break people in or whatever the case. But no, it was no fun place. It was exactly what it was, the jungle. You know, a lot of people that did horrors, all kinds of different crimes, and you know that was the place. You know, they didn't let nobody make it on anything, even the inmates. You know what I mean? You had to be precautious how you move. You know, even with people, even with the people that you knew from the world. As a matter of fact, my very first fight there was with Kevin Swanson, a guy they called Little Man. You know, he was playing with my shower shoes early in the morning. It's 4 in the morning. I think his cell somebody put him up to do it. I don't know, but he took my shower shoes and they called shower, and he took off running, laughing down to the shower. And when we got to the shower, it's already early in the morning. You got to get up early. You just left breakfast. As soon as you lay down, shower all the way out. You know, the doors rolling real fast. You know, you really had to be at the door. You just couldn't be grabbing nothing before they slammed them doors. You know, it wasn't that many women there. And they slammed them doors real quick. Shower time all the way out. You got to go out. And so, you know, you already don't want to get up or whatever. I wasn't really used to it. And so he put his feet in my shower shoes. We fought butt naked back there in the shower area. A guy that I knew from the world.
Yeah.
So that really didn't count because you knew somebody or something like that. At that time, I never seen that.
So in other words,
you got a free break because you got a homeboy all the time with you.
In other words, back then in 86, it wasn't no homeboys saving no homeboys.
No, that's the one I got into it with.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I just want to clarify something for the viewers. In 1986, it wasn't no saving your homeboys. Everybody had
No, plus they didn't want it like that no way, cause it make wherever part you from look weak.
yeah.
So like, hey man, that's your homeboy. He ain't do nothing. What's up with that? I thought y'all supposed to been hard or whatever the case like that. Yeah. So
So
I
let
ain't
me
never see that happen.
let me ask this, man. So if you in one word can describe that Ferguson unit in 1986, what word would you use to describe that unit?
What word can I describe Ferguson in '96?
In 86.
I mean '86, humiliating. It was humiliating. The windows was knocked out. Wasn't no AC, the fan blowing hot air. A lot of the windows knocked out. Too cold in the winter. I didn't have no cord. I had to wait to get a cord. I didn't even know nothing about buying those shower shoes. Patrick Gusson got me some shower shoes when I went to solitary. Uh, yeah, it was a humiliating place.
So now I want to get to the part of where we was talking about a few minutes ago, man. The wooden benches in the day room, right? Because I want the viewers to know back in those times, those benches were used for more than just sitting on, right?
Right.
So when the altercation occurred in the day room, I don't want them to hear it coming from me. I want to hear it coming from you so they can understand that this is what was used in the day room when the altercation occurred with a mass group of people and labeled as a race riot. What would those benches be used for?
Oh man, that was used for to block the door down, 2 or 3 dudes, whatever race that is over there, just take the whole bench and bomb rush them. You know, instead of calling one out one, just take the whole, just set it off with the whole bench. Just bomb, you know, take the benches when they come in from child, whatever, take all the benches and just bomb rush them. You know, officers come in, use the bench against the officers. When they had the Ninja Turtles and all that stuff, you know, they had their girl, we had the benches.
So
they're gonna shoot tear gas, but you know, we used the benches the best we could.
So let me ask this. So during your time on that Ferguson unit, man, because most of the time during riots, the inmates would use the benches as weapons. They would break the benches in half, right? And use the benches as weapons due to favor because they had nails on the end of it.
Right.
So during your time there, man, if you can remember, how many times those benches in the day room had to be replaced?
They had to be replaced a couple of times, and I ended up going to say to win unit, and when I got the win, they was just now putting them in. I did about a year and 6, so when I came out of about 88, they started replacing the wooden benches with the metal benches. I think light blue benches.
And they came and replaced the wooden benches so the inmates wouldn't use them as weapons anymore, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of much. That's the way I remember it. The wooden benches were replaced because the inmates was using them as weapons during the race riots, right?
Yes, sir.
So they decided to take all the wooden benches out of the day room and replace them with the iron benches. But it was still segregated, even with the iron benches in the day room. The seating,
right.
The seating was still the same, right?
You didn't have no black celly. I mean, you didn't have no white or Hispanic celly neither. That didn't come to way later.
So let me ask you this. So when you was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they started integrating the cellies, right? How did you take that? Now we keep it was
difficult, and it was good. It was difficult. It was like a difference balance. I think was something that needed to be done in the long run. It worked out, but at that particular time, it was a lot of tension behind it. It was a lot of tension behind that. And then every time you look around, somebody huddling up because they didn't get into it. They done got into it with they silly. So that went on for 3-4 years. Then I think people just figured out that, you know, you got to live with different people. You just got to suck that up because, you know, people start coming down. Look, man, we ain't finna go on no lockdown because y'all can't get along, man. Whatever y'all got going on in there, y'all need to figure it out or work it out. We ain't finna eat no Johnny's for 30 days because y'all can't get along behind the light, who flushing the toilet, who making noise, or who got people in front of their cell, or whatever the case. And so I think they start locking every time something happens between the celly, they'll lock it down, and them lockdowns kind of shifted the weight on that.
So now let me ask this, man. So as it came close in time for you getting out, right? On that 57-year sentence, when you finally received the news that you was gonna be set free, right? What was that like for you?
Man, I tell you, man. No, I was going home, man. What I hadn't shared is that I ended up picking 30 years up on Telfer Unit.
Okay.
Some officers jumped on me. Police brutality was not in the forefront that it is now. Whatever the officer said, they believed it. So I got jumped on 2 times in handcuffs on Telford. So I was in SAID going back and forth to court. They ended up giving me 30 years. They attached it to the 27 and it made it 30. I mean, it made it 57 ad. So it was an officer. She came to my cell and she told me that night, I need to write somebody and tell them about the Lord. And then I need to tell them, no, she said, I need to write somebody and tell them the Lord love them. And that I love them. I still had the world in me then. I told her, ma'am, I'm chilling right now. I'll do that tomorrow. She said, no, you got to do it tonight. She got all in my face. I put my hands behind my back. I was like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. So in that, that was the 10th year I was in there. So the next 18 years, I was running for the Lord. I didn't feel locked up. I didn't feel no pressures, no weight on my shoulder, none of that. So I can't remember if it was that night or that morning, but I prayed and I said, Lord, I know that you have something different in my life than this, you know, gambling, tripping, all this stuff here. And a youth came over me. And at the time, I guess I was my early 30s, late 20s or something like that. I think my late 20s. I felt like a youth came over me. And so I was going to church services, doing anything I could that I thought was positive. And so about that 10th year, about 8 years later, which would have made 18 years, I seen people go home giving their case back and things. Man, I'm going on bench one, and they had much more time than me. And I'm like, Lord, let me go to Dallas. I do your will. I'm ready to go home to my family. The Lord said, this is your family. This somebody's son. This somebody's grandson. This somebody's brother. This somebody's father. And I want you to do my will here. And when your season comes, I open the doors. So 24 years go by. I get a 2-year set out. All the other times I got one. This time I got two. I was very hurt. So them 2 years was the most difficult time in my life. Once people realized I had a chance of going home, officers, inmates, things really shifted. So when I did make parole, it was the greatest feeling. It was the greatest feeling when I made parole. It was a good feeling, Hollywood, really was.
So let me ask this, man. So, if you don't mind, go ahead, tell the viewers how long you've been free.
I've been free 10 years in September. It'll be 10 flat years.
So you up on your release. Hey, man, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you finna say?
It's been 10 years. It's been good. It's been good. No horror stories. It's been good. We have to persevere, stay humble, keep our head down. A lot of times people don't want to see us win. I'm starting to see here lately people that is intimidated, not, I think, by character, by your dignity, by the respect you have for yourself. They're not used to seeing that the confidence, I think. I don't know what it is, but brothers like me and you, Sam, Slaughter, other people that I've met, man, we cut from another cloth, man. Not because we're from the hood or whatever, but the perseverance that was installed in us, that's the only fabric that we have to go to another year, another year, another year. It ain't like we did 5 or 6 years. So our motivation, our enthusiasm, our zeal to go forward, to build businesses or to be successful, I think we don't take it for granted on another level, and I think that's used to our advantage. And I think when people see that and don't see that in them, in their sales, they try any little thing to demise that take you out of who you really is.
So let me ask you this, man. And I'm gonna ask you this, man, because I know that you are more capable of answering this question than other people, man. And not only that, I ask you this because of the struggle you've been through, right? What is the sole difference between a man that had time to find himself versus a man that is running free every day? In other words, what's the difference between a man that's been incarcerated versus a man that has never been incarcerated?
Man been incarcerated had time to tap into his gifts. You have time, time is said, the lockdowns, especially the lockdowns, it seemed like every time I came out of a lockdown, I came out better than I went in before. So that time, you know what? I don't know if you ever realized it. Out of all the natural disasters, the hurricanes, the floods, the tornadoes, None of them never hit prison. You never hear of people dying in prison from a hurricane, a tornado, a flood, or earthquake, or something like that. So yeah, I back against the wall, but we have being still like that. We able to tap into our gifts, whatever our gifts might be, you know. And so now, when we do come home, I think we have much of an advantage over people because the zeal, you can't buy that zeal. You know, you can't buy the zeal to be thirsty for success. You know, we know how it feels to not have commissary or to go down there, your money not there. You got to walk back with an empty sack or don't have nothing to eat on lockdown or the chicken gone. Now they got bologna with ice still on it. Or you get a peanut butter sandwich. Ain't no peanut butter on it. It's just one stripe down the middle. Or no, another, or they might forget your sale. Hey, Sergeant, y'all skipped 15 sales. They keep walking. Hey, you make noise again, you're going to lock up. You know, so I think we groom different. You know, and I'm not just saying that, but I see it. You know, I see it with our work ethic. You know, people we work beside, the people that been gone, that you see them, it don't even seem like they've been gone. It seemed like they hadn't missed a beat, you know? And so not only that, I feed our people energy that have been incarcerated. You know, it's something about when I see them, I get jubilated more.
Yeah.
It like add to my life.
So let me ask you this, man. So your story and your testimony here today on the Ferguson Chronicle, right? Where we always keep it 110. Nothing is ever scripted. And that's why I say real life story from real life people. And today you're here to tell your story, right?
Yes, sir.
How important was it for you to come here to tell your story?
Very important, man. You know, this is a platform, a good positive platform that, you know, this is a chance for us to share that is other brothers that's getting out, is other brothers that's out here to show that we could be successful. That there's other people out here that's making it. You know what I mean? And we don't have to do nothing illegal, that we don't have to, because once them sirens get behind us, woo, and we got to put our hand behind our back. All the lockdowns, all the shake, all the stuff we went through, the visit, a no visit, writing, don't come down, we on lockdown, putting up with sellers, putting up with officers, putting up with women, walking a child when it's freezing, the door is still open. You come in from the fields, it ain't no cold water, you know, no Kool-Aid or whatever. So to me, I think it's all worth it if we put it to use, but to throw away our life at this point, like we lose 2 times.
Yeah.
And we putting our family through the same, it's not worth it. It's nothing worth our freedom. I don't want it.
So, I mean, this video is going to be seen by thousands of people, right? And as we bring it to a close, I want you to do 2 things. And one, if you can describe you as a person in 1 word, what would that word be?
If I want to describe to the people in 1 word what this program about?
No, if you had to describe in 1 word describe who you are in one word, what would that word be?
Gracious, humble, being grateful. Grateful for this conversation. I hadn't seen you since we was 18. You know, it's a blessing. So I'm grateful for that. It's nothing bigger to know that to see that you are right, that you made it to shore. I don't have to ask nobody. You seen Hollywood? How Hollywood doing? I could see you in your right mind and you in health, in good health, you know. And so it light a fire that's a good fire. You know what I mean? That this man was here before I would even turn 20, that faced the same challenges. Now he's doing well. That's just one of many. But in particular, you, because I know you, you know, it ain't like I bumped into you in the child hall and you stayed way across the river and I only seen you every now and then, you know, whenever our block eat with your block. But, you know, to see that you started this journey and now that, you know, you come of age that you're doing well, and not only that, you utilize that as fumes in a positive way. And I'm grateful for that.
Salute. So let me ask you this, man. So I always do this on, man, for anybody that come on the show, and today is no different, you know. And like I say, man, for those that are watching, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, man. And what we do today is no different than we did any other day. We keep it 110 here at the Ferguson Chronicle, man. And for anybody that comes here, I always let them close the show on they note, because this is the people's channel, man. And like I said, today is no different. So I'll allow you to close the show on your note, man. Salute to whoever you want to salute to, man, and for whom you haven't seen in years. This show is to bring them out.
Right.
Just like you haven't saw me. So this show is to bring those people out that you want to be reconnected with and that you want to inspire the people that don't even know you. It's going to be people that watch this video that is inspired by your story. And that's what we hope to do at the Ferguson Chronicle, man, to inspire and motivate and let the people know, man, that today is today, but tomorrow will bring a better day. In other words, try to be the best version of you every day you wake up. Because like I always say, man, once we pray, God has did his job. It's up to you to perform once he wake you up. So I say that to say this, man. I'm gonna let you close this show on your note, man.
Well, I want everybody to know that to use this platform, to tap in, share, like, subscribe, that, you know, Hollywood have a great program, and I really believe it's just the beginning, and it's more to come, and it's many more other brothers that's out here that's doing positive things, really doing positive things, and not only positive things, but doing it in a positive and right way. And it's help available, and that God is good. You know, you find a good thing. I mean, not that one. It say, now to him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power working in us. So God gonna give us above all that we ask, and he gonna bless us with things we didn't even think about, and that we more than conquerors, we winners. Don't feel like since you've been incarcerated, you the underdog or whatever lack of resources or the hand you was given. I think that you have favor with the Lord. If God is on your side, if he didn't want us to win, we wouldn't even be here. So thank God that we have our life and we in our right frame of mind, we healthy. And so the door is open. This is our season. Like Hollywood just said, this is our season. We're not praying for next year. Well, I hope I make parole. I hope I come up. I hope I get my F5. I hope I go to reclass. No. This season is already here. And it's up to us to make the best of it. Hollywood just told me yesterday that once the Lord wake us up, he did his job. So we have to put our best foot forward and glorify the Lord with our life.
So like always, man, I appreciate you for sharing your story, man. Your testimony is fire, just like anybody else's testimony that come across the Ferguson Chronicle, man, where we keep it 110 and nothing is scripted. So with that being said, DR, man, keep moving forward, man. Keep your head up. And most of all, keep it on the swivel because we're living in dangerous times, man. And, just like I know, man, the most dangerous man, a man with a made up mind, whether it be positive, whether it be negative, he or she is still dangerous. So keep your head on the swivel and keep moving forward, man. And, God gonna bless you with the things you need to be blessed with, man. So until next time, bro, salute, much love.
Salute.
And much
I love you, man. Appreciate you, man.
No problem, man. This is the People's Channel, man. This is what I'm here for, man. I'm just a vessel, man. So don't look at me as anything other than that. I got a job to do, man, just like anybody else do, man. I was chosen to do this, man. And without the people, the channel wouldn't be what it was, man. So I'm just a vessel and I'm just a piece of the puzzle, man. The people are the puzzle. So stay moving forward. Keep your feet on the ground. That's the most important thing, man. And wake up every morning running to what is necessary. You know what I'm saying? And never let the necessary occur, man.
And I appreciate that, man. Salute. Thank you.
Once again, real life story, real life people, man, where nothing is ever scripted here at the Ferguson Chronicle, man, where we do nothing but keep it 110, man. For those that watch this show today, man, remember, hit that like and subscribe button, man. And without you, the channel wouldn't be nothing. Like I said, I am just a vessel to the channel. This is the People's Channel, and we will continue to move forward. So until next time, salute.